Hello and welcome to the final episode of I Am Not Sure a Trusted Programmer with KSP Rp-1. So I say final for this particular career, and here's why. So, well, first of all, if you just happen to come upon this video and have not seen any of the previous episodes, I'll save you some time and skip this video. I'll be talking about the previous series. And if you want to see a new KSP series with Rp-1, it will come shortly. Anyway, so why I decided to call it quits? Because I had become frustrated with my attempts to getting close to the moon, and I knew it was going to be hard when I decided to try to calculate the burn parameters on my own. The problem was the bugs that prevented me from figuring out that my code was even not working so late. Like, I launched like 6 missions to try to pass by the moon, and between remote tech bugs and well, a few test flight strikes, which are of course part of the game, but there was a remote tech bug, and I forgot something else. So by the time that everything worked, and it was still like, okay, now I know for sure that my code doesn't work. It was quite frustrating. Also, the lag was getting quite unbearable. And I saw that there was a new proper release for Rp-1 for 1.7.3, and I was looking through all the major changes, and they now have several new features that I was looking forward to. So I decided, well, let's give it a try. Let's back up my career save, and because I don't think I can have 2 KSP versions installed in this computer. I don't have that much space. So I decided to just back up everything, the mods, so that I could rebuild it just the way it was if I didn't like 1.7.3. I saved all the mods with the config files that I tweaked, which weren't that many. Proceeded to uninstall and delete everything from KSP itself. Then I remembered that I also needed to back up the save file. So yes, I'm an idiot. It was too late for that. The save file is gone. In theory, if 1.7.3 just doesn't work at all, I should be able to edit the config file to give me the science, the money, and time warp to the date that I was, and still have more or less the same career. I didn't have any, well, I had a few vessels in orbit, but they were like dead. Most of them, I don't think any of them had enough electric charge to keep going, so it wouldn't be a big loss in that respect. But yeah, that would be a big pain to get back to how it was. So let's hope 1.7.3 works. So obviously this is the new install. This is not the new career, so I have just been installing this today and checking that it works. And well, let's go take a look at things. I had actually tried recording this before, but my audio recording software closed for no reason, which I hope it doesn't mean that it's too much for my computer, because one of the things I decided to try is this. We have the beauty mods again, which for some reason it doesn't have auroras. I have to check to see what's up with that. But yeah, I was looking through the Rp-1 wiki, and apparently SSTU causes problems, and also which stage recovery causes a lot of lag, and I had both of those in my previous install, so I'm hoping that will mean the lag is not so bad this time. So I decided to test the beauty mods. I also downloaded the medium definition textures for the planets instead of the low, so I think if the lag is still bad, first thing that's going to go is I'm going to go back to the low definition textures. Then I'm going to kill the visual enhancements. And I added an yes, there's another mod for that improves the engine sounds apparently. I haven't tried it yet, so but apparently that might also cause some lag, so if that's the case I'll kill it too. But yeah, my idea with this video was just to, well, the basic purpose is to just say yes, the previous career is over. Let's just say that the space program went bankrupt because of excessive failures. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the things that I saw that made me want to try a new version. So one thing I really liked, they made RO compilation mods, parts mods. So basically, one of the things I hated that between all the parts mods that you get, trying to get all the nice engines and such, you end up with a lot of repeat engines. And now there's a mod that is just RO engines, RO capsules, and they just make a compilation of all of those, the best ones, and that way you don't end up with a lot of repeats. So you'll see we have the Apollo command module, which I'm guessing it was taken from the FASA mod. I haven't installed FASA. You have the Vostok and Voxod modules. I don't know if you pronounce that. Voxod? Voskod? Not sure. Anyway, yeah, this is probably from Raider Mix. I don't have those installed. Yeah, VA command module. This looks like Raider Mix work. So yeah, it's I expect to have a lot less installed parts in this mod, and hopefully that will help with performance as well. I still have to clean it. I forgot to get rid of the bloody truck from SXT. I don't know why there's a bloody truck here. But yeah, let's check out the parts. I'm not going to go through every little part, don't worry. There's also another interesting thing that I saw, but it's work in progress, so I am not sure if I'm going to keep it. We'll test it tomorrow and see. And yeah, first let's just something to stick engines to. It does seem a little slow still, so I'm hoping it doesn't translate it. At the end of the video I'm going to do a test launch just to see how the lag goes along with the recording software and everything. But yeah, this is procedural engine, so there's a procedural engines mod that I have yet to experiment with. So yeah, I still need to read it exactly how it works. But basically you can configure the amount of ignitions, I'm guessing the thrust, and you can of course increase, yeah, so here you modify the thrust, you specify which, so there's different families for different types of engines. All of these are procedural engines, the ones that you see here. Unfortunately, yeah, I saw there was the aerospike, but there's no linear aerospike, which look really cool in my opinion. These are like the Merlin engines. Different. Well, it doesn't seem to change anything, but yeah, like I said, I need to experiment with this. But if it works, it would be really nice to be like, at least as part of the role-playing, that the agency is developing its own engines instead of buying them from someone else. And it's compatible with Rp-1. These were all the Rp-1 recommendations. The other thing that is compatible, I think, because I already talked about most of this before noticing that my audio recording software shut down, so maybe I'm repeating myself. But another thing that I was really interested is the fact that herbalism is now supported and recommended by Rp-1. So it one of the things that I really wanted for a while now was it changes the way science works. So now experiments that should not be instantaneous are no longer instantaneous, like the orbital perturbation experiments. Film return camera, like it's supposed to be film of the entire Earth or most of it instead of just one picture. So yeah, that changes. Along with also radiation will now kill your Kerbals. Lack of space will make them go crazy. I still need to read all up on how the RO config works, because I know it's a different config for stock, but I remember when I first saw the mod, like if your Kerbals don't have enough space, they might go crazy and start doing stupid stuff. So this is interesting. This part doesn't allow EVA. So yeah, I have a lot of reading and testing to do. But yeah, I wanted to talk about those things. And now I think the only thing that remains is building just generic rocket and launching it mostly to test the lag. So I will build a decent sized rocket, we'll launch it. I won't bother with script right now. I did save all my scripts, fortunately. But yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, so we're ready. So this is just to see how the game performs. I'm not even going to try to get this anywhere. So yeah, Jed is just for some ride. And yeah, sorry, it's in the dark, but let's see how the engine sounds with the new mod. Yes. Okay, interesting. So, well, yeah, we had a test flight ignition. I also had test light, which apparently is less laggy. But like the actual ignition, there was no sound. It just started to sound, the sound later. So let's see if that was a fluke. Okay, attempt number 2. Yeah, that's weird. Not sure how I feel about that. Yes, and I also don't have avionics. So there's still quite a bit of lag. Not as much as before, though, admittedly. I think? I'm not sure. So right now, because it's in the dark, I can't check, but I remember the previous version, it might be loud. There were a lot of times yellow clouds that really caused a lag spike. I can't see if there's yellow clouds because it's all in the dark, so... But I think I'm going to go back to the old like low resolution textures for the planets. And I'm not sure about the engine sounds because it does sound cooler. but there was also a warning that it might lag. So yeah, I'll ponder that over. But yeah, I'm definitely going back to the low resolution textures because this is quite slow. Anyway, so yeah, I just basically wanted to say about finishing the old career. I will make a new playlist with a new career, probably give it the same name and put season 2 or something like that. And I'm hoping, since I kept my all my library of scripts, and I have been working on the one that I said on the last episode of an improved version of the script to hit the moon. So I'm going to still be working on that while I do this series. Hopefully just breeze through the whole sounding rocket portion of it. And well, hopefully I'll be able to get episodes out more often and not have to wait 2 months for me to be able to figure out a script. So before the rocket falls apart and explodes, I'm going to say thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.